hope you are excited for a fun-filled evening of stamping, bingo, and fun. I have some fantastic prizes. I have some fantabulous projects, and I think we are going to have a good time. So, first things first, who watched the Friends reunion? My husband and I stayed up way too late watching Friends, the Friends reunion. I don't, when was that? Like, it probably, when was that? I can't remember when that was. But anyway, it was awesome. So anyway, Jean, you can still register quick. The link is in the description of this video. I do have a few packets left. We would love to have you join. All that you need to do is register and then message me with your bingo numbers so that I have them, and I'll write them down quick before we started. It is not a problem if you would like to get in on things yet tonight. So we don't have HBO. Wait, you know what? I actually got HBO. When did I get it? I got it like they had a special running. And you know, I really liked it. I laughed, I cried. Oh, it was fun. There's like extras. I haven't watched those yet, but it was just really fun. Friends is just a show that I absolutely have loved, but it's great fun. So we enjoyed it. It was not, like I said, I didn't really know what to expect. So I don't know. It was pretty fun though. I was a little disappointed they didn't talk about Bamboozled, the game show that Joey has, or was trying to audition to be the host of, because you know that is my inspiration for game night. They did talk about Pivot. That was funny. They kind of just showed some behind the scenes stuff and talked about different things. So yeah, anyway, I just loved that. It got a lot of negative feedback. Oh, well, that's too bad. I guess, you know, I really feel like everybody has something negative to say these days. I saw a story that just makes me crazy. I wish before people criticized everybody, they'd maybe look at themselves for just a brief second. Like, but anyway. But yeah. Just my 2 cents. I can't wait to show you our projects tonight. They're really awesome. In fact, we're gonna kind of start one early, and this one is going to require something you have at home. Oh, you know what? I don't think I grabbed myself a game night packet. I should probably go grab one. I'll be right back. I gotta go out to the shipping department. Actually, do you guys want to come with me? Here. Now, remember, we don't judge at the Creativity Cave. I'm just gonna say that. And I say that knowing that this is cleaner than normal. Okay, so here we go. So I apologize. It's gonna be a little bit, oops, oh, oh, yeah, Dina likes yarn. All right, so here we go. So say hello, hello, Creativity Cave. Look at all that paper. It's too deep. So much paper. Okay, this is my industrial paper cutter, not an elliptical, as so many people think. That's the big handle. Don't worry, you can't close it unless the safety guard's down. Okay, here's the recycling center because we go through quite a bit of paper here at the cave. Here, this is called the shipping department. These tables get covered and cleared almost every single day. Here are a bunch of game night packets. Oh, but that actually is an elliptical right there. So anyway, that's kind of funny. Just thought you guys might be interested to see where some of the magic happens. Look at, there's the shipping department. Whoa! That was me dropping my phone, sorry. You want a shipping department? Oh dear. It's it's a lot of stuff. Then look, there's more stuff. That stack down at the end, that's all white cardstock. Also, say hi. That's my husband. He's in charge of cutting paper. Okay, anyway. So we'll go back into my office where it's fun and happy and kind of a mess, but not terrible. So here's where, look at, this is where Becky sits. It's all nice and clean. And then here's my mess. But there's always stuff going on here at the Creativity Cave. And then here, you guys can see, you're gonna laugh. This is where I work. It's a disaster, but that clean little spot you see in the camera is actually pretty good. Okay, so I'm gonna flip this back. All right. So there you go. That was we went on a little field trip. So anyway, well, Christine, don't play in your head. Play with us. We would love to have you. So as I mentioned, I do have a few packets available. The link to register is in the description of this video. So if you would like to get in on it, you can. There's just, all you have to do is message in the message here. Not yet, but when we're ready, your numbers, when we start playing our bingo game, so that I can write them down. You have to tell me before we start playing. So that is an option for you. I'm just bringing up my live here so that I can watch from my iPad as we get going. So we will have 4 games of bingo tonight. 5 prizes to give away. The first, there's $150 prize shopping spree, and then there is 4 $100 shopping sprees. So you can choose whichever is available for your first, whoever's the first winner. So you do need to be in the US to play with us. Sorry, that's a Stampin' Up! Rule. And I'm just getting my little self organized. One of these days, everything is going to be amazing. Now, I'm going to show you what comes in your packet here in just a second. But I think we've got a good number of people on. I will also be drawing for mystery stamping. I've got all the tickets written out, and we'll draw names for that here after a little bit. Okay, so we're going to make 5 cards tonight. So your make and take packet is going to include all the pre-cut cardstock to make your 5 cards, plus some fabulous goodies. And I'll show you what they are here in just a second. I'm going to rip up my tickets just, so it's done. And that way we'll be ready when it's time. But let me just tell you about how game night works. So one, the name of the game is Patience. That's right. We are patient, and it is a fun evening. The whole thing is that we're going to make 5 cards, and you get an amazing make and take packet. It's probably one of the best deals I offer. So that's cool. Then the other part is that your packet is just a tremendous value just by itself. I'm just saying. It is. In fact, Becky, she was putting them together and she said, she was like, oh my gosh, these are great. So y'all, and I'll show you this packets in a second. Also, if you registered for more than 5 numbers, I will cross off the last number in your registration. If you don't have your number, before we play our first game, you can ask. Don't ask yet because I'm not going to tell you yet. I don't think, I was looking over the numbers and I didn't think anybody went over 30 or had more numbers than 5. But your packets will go out. Most of them will go out tomorrow and a few of them will go out Thursday. And because I'm waiting for a box to come with some of the goodies. It's people who added on stuff, who ordered late. Your stuff will be here tomorrow, or the next day. I don't know. Anyway, I said they'd ship by Thursday, and they'll all be shipped by Thursday. So we do a pretty good job with game night here. Thanks in most part to my trusty assistants, but Whitney and Becky, they are amazing. So let's see. Now how bingo works is when we go to play a game, I will draw bingo numbers from my bingo number bucket. And if you have the number that I draw, you're going to comment in the comments B. If you have 2 of the numbers that I draw, you'll comment BI, and so on and so forth. So it is a really fun game. I just saw somebody comment quick, so let's do that. Okay. All right. Okay. So I got you, Tammy. Let's see. I'm writing this down. 15 and 25. I always laugh whenever somebody sees like how things are here in the creativity cave and like all the stuff that we do here. They're always kind of like, wow, it's true. We're just like a couple people and we crank out quite a bit of stuff. So, all right. I saw Bonita and Cindy Vance. All right. So we'll get your numbers. So anyway, oh, Bonnie, thank you. And 29. And Cindy, I've got you. Awesome. Thanks, guys. So if I run out of packets, registration will just close automatically, so don't worry. I love you last minuters. Actually, I appreciate being able to get rid of all of my kits that I've got. Oops, I should probably write your name down, Gail. Gail. Oops, 10, 20, and 24. Okay. And then, Brenda, are you from Waterloo, Cedar Falls? Did you know I used to live there like for 20 years? Well, almost 20 years. I live in the Quad Cities now. I have a bunch of downline in the Cedar Falls area. So anyway, okay. So we're going to get started. I'm so excited. If you registered like since 5 o'clock today, you're good to go. Or actually since right before I went live, you're good to go. It's if you register after the live started, like right now, that's that's the only reason I need your numbers. So anyway, all right. So once again, I gotta hop on my dang iPad. I never actually got um, to the video. You know, I find it actually challenging to find my own video when I'm on, oh, here we go. Like when I go find it on YouTube on my iPad, I think it's hard to find sometimes. That makes me giggle. All right, so I hope you guys are ready for fun. I'm actually ready now. Now, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make a project that's not actually for it's not actually for the first card, but we're gonna need it. And it's a cool technique, and I'm super excited. I'm super excited for you guys to see how it works. Okay, so it's a really cool technique. Now, it's something I did many years ago, but I haven't done it in a long time. And chances are you may have seen it maybe before, but if not, it's great to revisit an older technique like this. So I think you will love it. So I'm gonna flip my camera and then we're gonna start stamping. And then you will see the illusion of my stamping space being clean. Because it's just the spot where we're stamping tonight. That's clean. You guys saw the real deal. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do, now this is not included in your kit. The supply part for this, you'll need to supply it yourself. And that's toilet paper. Okay, so you need to spare 5 squares. Do you guys remember that? It's from a Seinfeld. I couldn't spare a square. Okay, so I've got 5 squares of TP. And no, I did not put 5 pieces of toilet paper in your kits because that would have taken forever and a year to do that. So I just need you to all know that. So I've got my 5 squares of toilet paper, and then I've got the sand dollar stamp from the Sand and Sea stamp set, or I'm sorry, the Friends Are Like Seashells stamp set. So we're going to take this sand dollar image, and you can do this with a lot of different things, but, or I should say a lot of different stamps, but it's kind of fun to play with, and I really enjoy doing this. So now let me show you what comes in your kit too. Okay, it's packed full of stuff, you guys. So you're going to pull everything out, and we actually had a little bit of a struggle getting it all in there. So pull things out carefully. There's stuff in the front, there's stuff in the back, there's stuff everywhere. All right. And again, this is not the first card, but I wanted to do this and set it aside so that when it's time, you can make this. Okay. So first of all, your pre-cut card stock is right here, and we'll go in order. Again, we're just working on something ahead a little bit here. So your kit is going to contain a brand new clear Wink Stella. Oh, that's always awesome. Okay. You're going to get 2 Stampin' Spritzers, a pack of spritzers. Okay. So make sure that you enjoy all of these goodies. You're going to get a roll of linen thread, which linen thread is like white cardstock. You just always need some. And if you don't have some, you always need some more. Then you have a package of snail mail twine combo. Now this is so awesome because these are really great colors to use. They go really nicely with lots of things. And so they're great to have. White baker's twine is just something you should always have handy. And then finally, you've got a roll of the metallic Blushing Bride ribbon. And there's kind of a funny story about this ribbon, and we'll talk about it when we get to the card that we use it on. But so all of this stuff comes with your kit. So again, if you want to register, you can. There's still a few packets. The link is in the description of this video, so click see more, and you can get registered really quick and still play with us, because we haven't even started bingo yet. So anyway, it's a great deal, okay? All right, so I'm going to set that stuff aside, and let's come back to this. So you want to put this on a block, and I like to have it on a fairly good sized block so that you've got a little space on here. And by the way, I did take advantage of the last chance list specials to really pack your goodie bag full of stuff. Okay, so then what I want to do is I want to take my my TP and I'm going to put it on here. And you need to fill one of your Stampin' spritzers with some water. And then yesterday, if you saw, and I will share this with those of you who registered when you get your PDF. If you registered for game night, I showed you a really cool technique that you can do with your other spritzer that has alcohol in it. I did that during my regular live yesterday. So anyway, okay, so I'm gonna just spritz on here. Okay, and I want to put down my layers of toilet paper, and I guess you can probably do them all at once. It'll work. Okay, so, and it doesn't matter if you have like fancy patterns in your toilet paper, it's okay, because we're going to wet this down pretty good and it won't matter. So we're going to spritz, 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 spritz. Okay, and then we're going to press this in. Now, a couple of tips that I have from you. This may or may not be from my own personal experience. I can never say, you know. I highly recommend you start with a clean stamp. It's all going to work better if you do. Also, I highly recommend your block also clean. Just a suggestion. Don't ask me how I know, because you know how I know. If you know, you know. Okay, so I'm really pushing this right in there. Okay, like that. Real good. And then I also kind of just want to get rid of the excess. So because we've wet this down, you can just kind of tear it apart. And don't worry about how good or not good it looks at this point. Just rip around. You want to leave like, a 1/2 to 1/4 of an inch around the actual stamped image. And we, again, can clean this up a little further later. Okay, so there we go. Oh, so amazing. Okay. Somebody asked, I am using, this is 2-ply toilet paper. I don't think it really works though. Okay. So then what you're going to do, let's see. Okay. Just checking, making sure. Okay, so I'm just pushing this in. All right. Now I'm going to turn this over and carefully peel this off. And it should come off, you know, pretty good. And then look at that. Let me make sure this is focused. Yep. So there is my beautiful impression. And at this point, you can kind of get rid of a little extra of the toilet paper if you want, because it rips real easy because it's all wet. Now, the reason we did this is because we want to let this dry, of course. And we'll come to this card. Now, once you've taken it off here, I just want to suggest that trying to line it back up and put it back on your stamp is not going to go well. Ask me again where my wealth of knowledge comes from. That just, after it's dry, I should say. Well, it's still wet, you're fine. But after it's dry, don't bother trying to get it lined back up and pressed in there. It's not going to work. Okay, now at this point, you want to let it dry. And it takes a little while to dry. I did have some success helping the process along. So I'm going to dry it a little bit right now, and then we'll finish this off in a little bit. And I don't know if this is, I guess, called faux paper casting. It kind of reminds me, we used to have this paper clay stuff. That was kind of cool, but this is so much easier to deal with. And I mean, y'all have toilet paper. I mean, it's not like toilet paper Armageddon like it was a year ago. It's regular toilet paper season, so it's all good. We couldn't have been doing this technique a year ago, though, could we? I mean, that would just be crazy. Okay. So, again, we're going to come back to this in a little bit. But that's a very kind of cool technique. Now, look, I'm going to take my little spatula here. And it's still wet under there. We're going to let this dry off to the side. And there we go. So anyway, that's pretty cool. And then we're going to come back and we will finish that card up a little bit later. So we're going to start in the actual order of stamping here in just a moment. I saw somebody, they just registered, so we'll get their numbers down. Who was that? Oh, a couple of people. So awesome. So we've got Glenda. Okay. And Robin. Okay, so there we go. Now let's make our first card. So I took, and I should say Becky, oh, glorious Becky, she die cut these beautiful flowers for you. And they come from a set of dies that look like this. It's called the Iconic Dies. They're just a set of dies by themselves in the catalog. Like, they're not part of a bundle. And they're very pretty. So there's a couple of big flowers and then a couple small flowers. Some mushrooms, some leaves, a branch, a bee, a bird, and a ferny thing. So kind of a cool set. I'm anxious to play more with these, but I used this leaf on a card not too long ago as well. But I really like them. And so we've die cut this flower for you. And one of the stamps we're going to use tonight is the watercolor shapes. And I can't tell you how many of y'all have come to me and said, I never would have thought about this stamp set as being anything but boring until I saw what you created. So we're going to make a really awesome card with this tonight, and I hope you will love it as much as I do, because I think it's a pretty awesome card. Now, I toiled quite a bit over what color to do with this, but you'll have a couple of options and I'll show you both of them. So I'm going to start, and we're going to actually use two stamp sets on this, both the shaded summer and then the watercolor shapes, which I don't even know what I did with them at this point, but those watercolor shapes are pretty awesome. Oh, here they are. That one. Okay, so we're going to start and make kind of a collage of shapes on this panel of white cardstock. And we're going to kind of anchor the whole thing with this first square. And of course, we're going to do this in Coastal Cabana. Now, one of my tips for these watercolor shapes is if your ink pad was just re-inked, my Coastal Cabana is pretty juicy. This is a really great technique for a drier ink pad. And if you need to make your pad a little drier, you can just work the ink into the surface a little bit. We talked about this in my regular Monday Live yesterday, but it does help. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp that right there in the center. And then that uneven texture is built into the stamp. It's supposed to be like that. So that is intentional. Now I'm going to really kind of have fun with this and create a little collage. So I'm going to take my oval and I'm going to stamp that here. Okay, and again, all the texture you see in there is built into the stamp. It's supposed to be that way. I'll take, there's 3 rectangles. I'm going to take the skinny rectangle and go right there. And then I'm going to take the fat rectangle. I know, I'm kind of judgy. And I'm going to put that up here. All right. And then I'm going to take the circle and put that right here. There's 2 sizes of circles, so I've got the smaller circle here. We used the large circle that's about that big on a really cool card yesterday. What else am I missing? Oh, the square, which is right here. Then I'm going to add 2 squares. So we'll put one right there, and we'll put another one right about there. Okay, so this just creates a fun little collage, and you don't have to have everything exactly how I did, but this is just how I did it. Okay, and then we'll close this up. Then what we're going to do is take this flower and put it on here. Now you can glue it directly onto your card, but what I think looks pretty awesome is if you take and pop it up with some dimensionals. I do recommend using your black dimensionals, the minis, and just place a couple on here. You might need to trim them down a little bit to make them work, and that's easy to do. I like black because if they stick out a little bit, you won't notice it because it's a black die cut piece. So it just, it just kind of works. So I'm just going to put them like that. White just sticks out a little bit more, the white regular dimensionals. So the black are kind of a nice touch. But if you don't have black, the white ones will work just fine. Okay, and if you don't have it popped up perfectly, again, nobody's going to notice. They're going to be like, look at this awesome card this person sent me. I'm lucky. Oh. Okay, so there we go. And now that I put that down, I want to move it over just a little. Do you ever do that? Do you put a card down, you put it together, and then you're like, oh, that's not right. I want to move it. I do that a lot. In fact, I do that a lot. Okay. Just trying to position it for amazing greatness. Okay, so there we go. We've got that. Next, I'm going to take my sentiment from the Shaded Summer stamp set. And this is just a thank you. Nothing fancy about that. I just dropped my heat tool, sorry. I had to grab my black ink pad in the drawer below. I like using Stays On so that it shows up real nice and vibrantly. And we're just going to stamp that right about there. Okay, so pretty. Now the next thing I'm going to do is take my, actually I'm going to open this so you guys can see this because I get this question a lot. If you've never had Wink of Stella, oh, you are just in for a treat. Oh, yes, Robin, I got your numbers. Okay, and then when you open the Wink of Stella, you're going to unscrew it. You're going to remove the black ring, and then you're going to screw it back in, and now it will work. Okay, and another tip for you, I store my clear Wink of Stella upside down like this, so that the wink kind of stays to the tip. All right, so I'm just going to give this a couple of squeezes. Be careful, you can squeeze out like a big old dirty, icky glob. So you don't want to do that like that. I'm just going to soak this back up with the brush. I told you you could do it. That's okay. We're going to make it like it was meant to be. All right. And I'm going to just color on my flower like this. It's just so pretty. Now, I'm sure you've seen me do this about a billion times, but I love a good spritzing on my card. And you can spritz this both in Wink of Stella and or black marker. We can do both. I didn't put a black marker in your kit, but you can do this with a black marker if you've got one. I love black because, first of all, it's a nice, vibrant effect, but also because you can buy black markers individually. I'm just saying. Okay, so I'm gonna flick this with my black marker in the lid, and voila, there we go. Oh, so cool. All right, now to finish this card up, it's very simple. We're going to adhere this to a panel of black cardstock with our seal. That's all good. All righty. And even if you have a big blob of clear Wink of Stella on here like I did, it's like you meant it to be that way. It's all good. All right, next up, I've got for you a Coastal Cabana card base. And if you want, well, I'll show you another version of this on crumb cake. Okay, so at this point, you have to make a very challenging decision. Do you want to use your white baker's twine, or do you want to use linen thread? Okay, and I'll show you the difference, but I will preface that I used a crumb cake card base on my linen thread version of this card. So I'm going to use my white linen thread on this. And I'm just going to tie this on to my card, and then we'll tie a little bow on here with the baker's, oh, this is baker's twine, not linen thread, sorry. It's all relative. Oops, I suppose I should have done 2 bows, not 1. I seriously have tied a bow before. I feel like there's some sort of side conversation going on. Something to do with a box. Oh, Francine hates the smell of StazOn. Francie, you are kind of in the minority on that one. A lot of people really like it. It's all right. I can take it or leave it. Okay, so there's my bow. I'll just trim that a little bit more. And then we're going to pop this up. We'll even make it so that the card is going to open in the correct direction. Why not? Okay. There we go. Such a cute card. Are any of you born again watercolor shapers? you didn't believe, but now you do. Oh my gosh. I have to giggle about that. All right, so that's our first card. And then let me show you the alternative version. I just have to stick it on, of course. This is the crumb cake version, and you can tell me which one you like better, because I really struggled to choose which I liked better myself. So I did crumb cake as the card base, and then I did linen thread instead of white twine. So I don't know. I like this. You gotta love a good Coastal Cabana card, really. I really believe that. Okay. So, ooh, I see a couple votes for Coastal Cabana. Yeah, I like it too. You're getting Coastal Cabana in your kit, by the way, just so you know. Oh, so good. Okay. All right. Oh, I got Lynn. She's in. She likes the watercolor shapes. I love it. I love when I convert people. Okay. So we finished our first card, which means it's time to play bingo. I think I saw someone else. Yes, Angela, you're fine. I saw your note. And then so I saw somebody registered here just a second ago. Tracy Reed. Alrighty, and I think I got everybody. If anybody else wants to, oh, Heather Nichols, yes. Joan Sheffy. Okay, you're good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just checking. Anybody else? Glenda Metzger. Yep, I got her. Okay, so I think we're good. All right. So, of course, the way this works is I have my Tammy's asking, how do you register? Real quick, there's a link in the description of this video to register. You're going to pick 5 numbers, and then you can message or you can post the numbers in the comments, and then I will draw numbers one by one. If you have a number, you're going to comment B. If you have 2 numbers, you're going to comment BI, and so on and so forth till we get a bingo. Whoever has bingo first is going to get the prize, which is a gift. Oops, I don't know. I put the cover back on this, which is a gift certificate for a shopping spree. You do need to be in the U.S. to play bingo. And then, yes, Joan, I have your numbers. Thank you. And then if you have bingo and someone already called bingo, still make sure you post bingo because I have consolation prizes for you. So you can still get a prize if you are not the first bingo winner. So again, remember that we're being patient. Now, if you don't have your numbers and need them, this is your chance to ask. I will go through them real quick with you. So let me know in the comments. And I saw the first person asked Renata. Renata, you don't have numbers because you're not registered. But if you want to get registered quick, I don't have you on here, Renata. So if you would like to, let me know. Marion, the link is in the description of this video. Jennifer, you need yours. You have 3, 7, 15, 20, and 23. Oh, it's sold out? Okay. Yeah, I bet it is sold out. All right. Anybody else? Joan, you need your numbers. They're the numbers you just posted, so you should have your numbers. Let's see. Anybody else? Okay. All right, here we go. It is time to play bingo. All right, so ladies, here we go. Our first number is 8. Our second number is 2. We go quick at the first, but then we'll slow down, don't worry. Our next number is 7. 7. Our next number is 10. Beverly's already got BI. Oh, it's exciting. It's exciting. So does Nina. So awesome. Sabrina. All right. Lucky number 1. I don't know. I got nothing. Ooh, Beverly's got BIN. She is in it to win it tonight. I love it. Mandy has BBI. It's BIN, Mandy. I know. She's probably so excited typing her comment. By the way, you do need to be logged into your YouTube account to be able to comment in case that's an issue. So make sure to do that. And if your name is different than what it shows up on the screen, like I know somebody's got something about creativity, something, something, something. Let me know. Oh, Renata got in. Just in the nick of time. We'll write you down. You can tell it's legit because she didn't pick these 5 numbers. That kind of cracks me up. Okay. Margaret, if you are registered, I do not have numbers for you, so let me know what they are. And Crazy for Bears, if that's Terry, I think you're already registered. That's probably why. I thought you had registered. Yeah. Oh, no, Terry, you're not registered. I don't know. I'm not sure why it would say that. But Terry, if that is you and you want to, if you want a kit to and play tonight, just give me your numbers because I know we'll figure it out later. Because I do feel like I might have like 2 more kits than what we've got here, but again, we'll make it. I'll take care of you, Terry. You know me. Okay, so just all right. Oh, there she's got her numbers. She's in it to win it too. Okay. All right. So we don't have any bingos, so we're going to draw another name. Usually the games aren't quite this discombobulated. 20! Here we go is our next number. Then 3. Thank you, Margaret. Okay, Margaret, I've got 5, 11, 19, 26, 21. Okay. All right. Here we go. Next number. Are you ready? It's lucky 13. I think that's actually the lucky 13. All right. Here we go. I've got some BINs. Mandy's got a BIN. Carl Prantle has got a BIN. I'm giggling because that is, I'm just guessing, Deborah. All right, next up, 26. Ooh, Craft in Aloha Creation has BING. Nice. Good for you. All right, guys, here comes our next number. It's 30. Okay. Okay, here we go. Angela's got B-I-N-G. You don't have to write Angela. You can just play her numbers. And then if you win, just tell me that it's her so I know which numbers to look up. So you don't have to type out her name each time. Don't worry about that. All right, next number is 4. And Sabrina's got B-I-N-G. Glenda's got B-I-N-G. So exciting. Now, don't forget the first gift certificate's $150 shopping spree. Pretty sweet, right? All right, here we go. 23. Ooh, Jennifer's got B-I-N-G. Nancy finally has a B. Glenda, she says she's got bingo. Oh my gosh. So exciting. All right. Let's see if anybody else has bingo. I love all my helpers. I don't see any other bingos. But if you have a bingo, you let me know. We got to verify, so don't get too excited. Sometimes we get premature bingoers. It happens. Okay, so she has a 4, an 8, a 7, a 20, and a 26. It's a winner, winner, chicken dinner. Congratulations, Miss Glenda. Okay, so now here's how you redeem your prizes. Now, Glenda, did you want the $150 shopping spree or the $100 shopping spree? You let me know. And then you can email me with what you would like. And if you go over the 150, you can get, or I'm sorry, yeah, well, I'm assuming you want the 150. Let's just be honest here. But if you don't, you let me know. But if you go over the 150, you can pay the difference. And you can also choose host rewards or Stampin' rewards with that 150. So that's kind of only like 165. Pretty sweet, right? So just let me know. And like I said, you can pay the difference. Now you do. Oh yes, she did want to go with the 150. Excellent. Thanks, Glenda. You just need to email me by, I'm going to say Sunday. No, take that back. I'm going to say Friday, because that would really rock my world if you could let me know by Friday. Okay, so congratulations, Linda. I know it was really a tough one, 100 or 150. I did not see any other, bingos. So we're going to go on. Someone asked, does she pay shipping? She would only pay shipping if she goes over the 150. So you get $150 in products, whatever you would like. If you go above and beyond that, then you're going to need to pay the difference. And that would include shipping. Okay, so let's come back to our little treasure trove here. Remember, we made this. If you're just joining us, you're going to have to go back and see how we turned toilet paper into this glorious creation. Now, we do need to dry it a little bit more before we can put this on a card because it's still wet. But that's the beauty of the heat gun. And what I really love about this is it holds that detail in pretty nicely. Yeah, sometimes it moves around a little bit. When I was working on this sample earlier, I had to laugh because I tried to put it back on the stamp and see if it would kind of get the image back in a little better, and it did not. it kind of caused some problems, but anyway. Okay, so this is pretty dry. It's not quite dry, but I think it's good enough for our purposes. And isn't that just a pretty, it's like a little medallion of toilet paper. I love it. Okay, so we've got our shell. Let's put our card together. Now, on this particular card, you are going to have a card base that is Bashful Blue. And we're gonna give that a good crease. Okay, and then I want to do two things. The first is I want to take the smaller panel of Bashful Blue and or Balmy Blue. What am I saying? Bashful Blue is like way old. Balmy Blue. Sometimes it comes back. You know, those old colors. I always love it. My husband always says his favorite color is rocket red. I think it's to bust my chops. Just saying. All right. The other thing is the next card has a Flirty Flamingo layer. We're going to take both of these layers and we're going to emboss them. This one, we're going to emboss with the folder of your choice. Might I suggest, like Tasteful Textiles? Honestly, I gotta tell you, the old subtle embossing folder would rock. I'm pretty distraught over the fact that we don't have that anymore. I would do the lines going this way, or whatever you want, you know. And the one thing that I wouldn't though do is the actual folder that goes with this suite. We want it to be kind of a subtle background. So anyway, I'm gonna put this in. Run it through my machine. Okay, now the other thing we're gonna do is we're gonna emboss this one, but this one we're gonna emboss with the actual folder that goes with this. And I did say you needed to have this folder in order to, or that was one of the things we were gonna use. So we did not emboss this for you. If you don't have this folder, you can still make the cards. They're just gonna look a little different, obviously, but you can emboss this folder, okay? Now, I'm only doing it right now because we're embossing. Let's just emboss all the cards together at once, right? Okay, now that we have this folder out, part of it is I wanted to show you what it looks like. Very pretty, right? Okay, we're gonna set that aside. We're gonna do that on our next card, so don't worry about it. The other thing you want to do is take your piece of crumb cake for this card. Okay, you've got a big piece of crumb cake and you're going to die cut it. I did this ahead of time because I'm just a little sneaker like that. You're going to die cut it with the die that coordinates, and notice how the die matches up with the folder. It's like they planned it that way because they did. Okay, so we've got this in crumb cake. I'm going to line this up like so. And you kind of, like, what I do is I sort of start and then I kind of, remember, I want to hold it to the top. And I'm going to line everything up. And then I'm going to tell you that the two pieces I really want are these two biggest shells. These are the ones I'm trying to get everything centered and lined up so nice with. Okay, it looks pretty good. I'm going to pinch this closed, and now I'm going to run this through my machine. I'll be right back. Okay, are you ready for the magic? Here we go. So our folder made the embossing on all of these beautiful images. How crazy cool is that? Okay, so now we have all the pieces. We've got all the embossing done that we need to do. So we're all set. And then what I'm going to do is snip this apart. So we're not going to use this as a whole piece. We're going to do the pieces kind of individually. So I'm just going to snip off the little connecting pieces. So that just takes a second to do. And I just kind of follow the shape of the die cut. And if it's not perfect, don't worry, because we're gonna put some other stuff down too, so it's all good. Okay, so I'm just trimming this out. This piece kind of is the putziest of them, though not too bad. Okay, so there we go. We've got one. That one took a little more effort than the other one is going to take. Don't worry. All right, and then we're going to take two. Now, the other thing that we're going to do is we're going to Stella these babies up. All right. Okay, so I've got my two gorgeous shells here. Love them. Now this piece, what's left is not garbage. Hold on to this because we can definitely do things with this. In fact, we could even take and put a couple of the other shells on the inside of our card because my gosh, why not? And I don't know if Kathy's watching, but she likes it when there's stuff on the inside of the card. So we will make sure she is taken care of. All right. So I'll do this other one too. And the other thing I love is this little kind of bundle, this right here. You could totally put this in a card. It's fun. Like, you could, do this kind of a thing. Oh yeah. So save these pieces. They're good. It's all good. Okay. So I've got two big shells, two smaller shells, a couple pieces of trash, and some extras. Sounds like a winner to me, right? Okay. Now what we're going to do is we have our embossed piece. Okay. We have our white panel, and then we have our shapes. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and, oops, goodness, having some problems. Let's get our adhesive, and we're just going to adhere this white panel, to the blue panel to the white panel, Ooh, and my pieces are the same size. That's not good. We might need to trim a little, which means you are probably going to need to trim a little. I'll have to talk to my quality control. Yeah, this doesn't seem like this is the right size. 3 3/4. I'm guessing. And this is always a little easier when there's adhesive on it. It's not. It needs to be 5 inches and it's 5 1/8. So we'll just trim that down and we'll ignore the fact that there's adhesive on it. And then this panel needs to be 3 7/8 or 3 3/4 by 5. Oh, I don't know. Actually, I think I'm really messing this up. So when you get your kit, you're going to refer to the instructions because they will have the correct dimensions in here. There we go. I whittled mine down to work, so sorry about that. I'll double check the packet and see. It could be a fluke that it's just mine, but anyway. Okay, so there we go. We've got our embossed piece, and we're going to adhere this to our balmy blue card. All right, so we've got to get that stuff down. Okay, now, we also have a little stitched rectangle that we die cut for you. This is one of the stitched rectangles, obviously, and we're going to take and stamp one of our sentiments on there. Did I mount it yet? No, I did not. So in our Friends are like seashells. There are several sentiments. We're going to do happy birthday to my beautiful friend. It's one of my favorite sentiments because it's just so pretty. I love the mixed fonts that are included. Very lovely. And so let me grab a block for that. And I'm going to stamp that in balmy, not bashful blue. Whatever. And this, of course, will coordinate lovely. I'm going to stamp this off to the left-hand side. We'll probably tuck in a little bit of that on the right side. Okay, so there we go. That looks just lovely. Okay, now what we're going to do is set up our card. I want this panel to be popped up, so I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back quick, and then we're going to arrange everything. I'm not going to pull the backings off yet because I like to kind of arrange stuff, make sure it looks the way I want it to look. Now we also need to take these shells and make them fancy. Okay, so there's a couple ways we can do that. One is we're going to add a little bit of white ink, and I'm going to do it on one and not the other, and then you can kind of decide what you think of this. So I'm just going to literally rub white ink on this, and what it does is it kind of gives the mother of pearl look to this a little bit. Okay. And actually I'm going to do both because you can see the difference on that one. It's just a kind of a pretty look. But then we're going to Wink Stella these bad boys to make them, you know, pearly, as seashells often are pearly. Okay, we've also got the inside ones. I just like the look too much to not. Okay, and this one, our little scallop here. All right. Then what we're going to do is, as I mentioned, we're going to Wink Stella these babies. So we're just going to put our clear Wink Stella right over the top. And that might even blend the white ink a little bit on here, and that's fine. Okay, so now we have a shimmery white shell, which I just love. Another option for this too, if you're so inclined, is you can get some pearlescent paper. We have pearlized paper in the catalog. It did carry over, so that's pretty cool. And that would be a fun way to die cut these. The pearls built in, and then you can color that pearlized paper if you want with sponging or blending, whatever. Okay, so there we go. These have a little shimmer on them and a little white. So we're going to take and arrange them on our card in a pleasing to the eye fashion. So that's going to look something like this. Okay, and then I'm going to put my paper medallion, as I like to call it, or my, what is this thing? Ooh, what is it? It's a sand dollar. Oh my gosh, I so wanted to say sea urchin and I knew that was wrong. It's a horsefish. Some of you will know that. Okay, so that looks pretty cool. Now I'm going to take some of my linen thread. Michelle wrote sand solar. Her autocorrect probably did that. So unfair when autocorrect takes you down, isn't it? Oh, I hate that. Like, let me tell you, I never say ducking. Just saying. Okay, so I'm going to add some linen thread. And what I'm actually going to do, just because it will look attractive on here, is I'm going to tie kind of a ridiculous bow. And it's sort of a way to get a zigzag, but linen thread zigzags are a little trickier to do than, say, ribbon zigzags. So I kind of like doing it this way. Okay, so I've got my zigzag. But really, I've just got a bow with some loops. Okay, and maybe not quite this big. It's hard to decide how big you want them. Okay, my little paper medallion is just going to stick out like that, and then we'll trim the ends. I kind of like that the linen thread roll gives their curl to the ends of our linen thread. Okay, let's put all this together by adhering things down. Now, I don't want to smush this with my adhesive. I want to put the adhesive on my card. So I'm just going to kind of put some rolls. Rolling. Okay, so I'm just going to tack that down. Put just a little bit more right there. And we'll put this down. What I love about seal is if you're not fully convinced it's the right place, you can reposition things, which is really nice. I'm gonna pop this off and position that kind of to cover up some of the mess of the crisscross of everything. We'll take and glue dot this down on our card. That will hold this in place. And if you need to, sometimes these can get a little wily. You can put another glue dot down if necessary. Okay, now here's the other thing. This is still wet. It's not fully dry, so I'm just going to kind of leave it like this. And then there was another comment. Do you leave the ragged edge on the medallion, or can it be trimmed down? You can trim it down, but I actually like it like this. I think it looks natural. I think if you were to try and trim it, it would, yeah, I don't know. I just don't like the look. I am going to trim it down a little bit just by ripping the edge. I just think it's naturally, this is how it should be. You know what I mean? Okay. So there we go. That one keeps it a little bit better under control. And I'm like pulling my, I'm going to position this up just a skosh higher than it was. Okay, and then this I'm going to adhere, but I'm going to wait. It's just not quite dry. But once it's dry, I will stick that down. Okay, so there is our card. Isn't that just beautiful? I love it. So cool. Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna hold that off. All right, now we finished a card, so you, oh wait, we didn't finish a card. Kidding. Remember, I did the other shells. We gotta put this on the inside. Okay, so we'll take our two shells and just stick them in the corner here, like so. So there we go. Very cute. Oh, I love it. All right, stick that back on. Don't want to get ink on it. Pretty proud of myself for not getting ink on it so far. Setting it in a safe place, away from everything. We'll just close this up. All right, and that means it's time to play another game of bingo. So get your bingo numbers ready, because here we go. All right, next up, we're going to start pulling out. Do you start over with the number? Yep, you're going to use the same numbers that you had before. It's a new game of bingo, so nobody has any B's or I's or anything, but you'll just play those same numbers once again. Okay, and our first number is 25. Our next number is 29. Our next number is 26. And, ooh, I have two numbers. We're going to go with 18. 24. Okay, I'll let you guys catch up, and I'm going to clean up a little. I mean, how many bone folders does a girl need at once? The answer is all of them. All right, I see lots of B's, lots of BI's. So awesome. Ooh, somebody had BIN. Sherry's got BIN. This is a 21. Did I say 24? Bad, Dina. It's 21. 21, final answer. My sincere apologies for messing that up. Good thing it wasn't like critical. I don't see anybody calling bingo yet. Whew, that would have been bad. Bad, Dina. Okay, we'll be really careful now. Okay, 21. Like legal drinking age. All right, our next number is 6. I think you need more Diet Coke. Oh, okay. Here we go. All right, guys, here we go. Next number is 20. Ooh, Sharon's got BIN. All right, guys, here we go. 19. The take your pick tool. Oh, the best tool. I love it. Ooh, lots of BIs. Dolores has BING. Oh my gosh. Cynthia has BIN. All right, guys, I've got another number in my hands. It's 22. Ooh, Kathleen has birthday cake here. I'm not sure what that means. Like, are you eating birthday cake? Or does that mean you don't have any numbers? Or are you celebrating? I don't know. I love it, though. I like cake. I'm just saying. Is Lori on here with her wine? I don't think she's been on here for a while with wine. Because that would be awesome. Susan has nothing all night. Well, let me see what I can do to rectify that. Susan. I've got, ooh, I think this is a new number, 12. I don't think we've had that. Lori's on here. Yay, Lori. It's lovely to see you. Cake is good. I know, right? Unless it's cake by the ocean. You know that means something like other than eating cake next to the ocean. Okay. What, Lori? Okay. Sharon's got BING. I know it is. It's inappropriate. It's evening. It's PG-13 now. All right. Our next number is 16. This is ice cream. Ice cream by the ocean's totally different. Oh my gosh. I see another BING. Okay, here we go. 11. I think we could have a winner. Anybody else? All right, let's take a look. I see Dolores. Just double checking to see if there's any other winners. All right, Dolores has 6, 11, 18, 19, and 21. She is a winner. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, Miss Dolores, you, my dear, have $100 shopping spree. You may go over that if you would like. You can just pay the difference. And of course, if you get up to 150, you will get host rewards and all of that good stuff. So that's fine. Please email me. Oh, Dolores. Let's see. Hold on. Someone said Dolores, but they have the wrong last name. Do we have another winner? Diana. I don't think so. I think I just see Dolores. Okay. So let me know. No consolation prize winners. Lori. Oh boy. Okay. So we are going to make another card. Well, congratulations, Dolores. It is fun to win, right? Okay. Our next card is another shell card. Friends are like seashells. And on this one, we're going to use that embossing. Remember, we like saved a little time by embossing it ahead of time. And we've got a die cut label. This is from the Tasteful Labels dies. We've got some pieces of Petal Pink and Flirty Flamingo. And then this is like True Stamping Confessional. So I really had thought, well, okay, it's a long story, but I thought I had ordered the Flirty Flamingo ribbon for your kit, but then I remembered I traded that in and used this metallic ribbon so that you could get 2 ribbons, because I shopped the last chance list so you could get this and this. And in doing so, when I made my card, I should have done Blushing Bride for the layer instead of Petal Pink. I think it'll still be fine, but I just want you to know that Blushing Bride would actually match a little better. But now that I'm looking at it, it looks okay to me. So I think we're going to be all right. But that's just a little, it's just a little stamping confessional for you from Dina. So anyway, we're going to use this ribbon that's in your kit, the Blushing Bride metallic ribbon. Now we have embossed this beautiful embossing folder on the background here. And we're going to color this in with our Clear Wink Estella. And again, if you want to do the white, I just kind of like the look of that over the top. You sure can. Carol, did I see that you picked 33? I do try to catch that. Do you want to change that 33 to 30? We can do that. We want you to have all 5 numbers to play, because that's lame otherwise. We're cool like that here. Okay. So doesn't that just look pretty awesome when you kind of highlight that with the white ink? You can also sponge it a different color if you want. That's fine. But then we're going to add our Clear Wink of Stella because, oh, I just love the look. And I like to color it on the areas that are embossed. So as in not the background. Of course, you can do whatever you want. It is your card. Okay. So some of these areas got a little more white ink than others. So what I'm going to do is maybe wipe off some of the white ink. I have a little rag right next to me. It's out of the camera view. To get rid of that excess white, because you don't want too much white on here. Because it's just kind of a little bit, looks great. Okay. And what it does is the Clear Wink Estella kind of picks it up and blends it a little bit. Okay, now the other thing we can do besides highlighting the embossed areas is we can do a little spritzing, because everybody likes to spritz, or at least I sure do. So to spritz, what I want to do is take this and smack it against something. I like to use either a bone folder or a scissors or something kind of sturdy. This is a spoon that I have. just happen to have sitting here. So I'm just going to smack this on here, and that will give me little sprinkles of spritz on here as well. Now, because we already put some spritz, it's kind of hard to see, but it's there. It's all good. Okay, so now we have a little shimmer action on here. We're going to attach it to our layer of petal pink. And like I said, Blushing Bride, because of the ribbon that I included in your kit, might have been a better choice. But I thought this looked good. And again, remembering that I forgot that I changed my original plan of what I was putting in your kit. Oops. So that I could get you some extra stuff. Okay. I know, April, don't worry. It's just a little bit of ink. It's not like an open ink pad. It's fine. It's fine. It's all good. Okay, so I'm just going to give my card base a good crease with Flirty Flamingo. And then we're going to take that ribbon and add it to this card. And we're just going to string this across here like so. I'm just looking for my snips. There we go. Okay. And we will take some glue dots and adhere the ribbon across the back. Right about here. We want to leave a couple, almost maybe 1.5 inches, 1 3/4 inches from the bottom. I mean, you know me, I don't measure anything too serious. That would be a lot of work. So now what we want to do is choose a sentiment for this. And then, we're also going to adhere it to our card. I kind of like to lock in the ribbon by rolling my adhesive over the top. That way it stays in place and doesn't move anywhere. Okay, now we've got our little label here, and we want to stamp our sentiment on. And for our sentiment, I chose, here we go. Phew, I thought I lost it. It's here. It's all good. It says, "You are unique and completely amazing." Oh, I love that. Such a nice sentiment. And for that, I will use my Flirty Flamingo ink. Okay, and we'll just stamp that right here in the center, like so. Now, at this point, if you wanted, you could totally take and stamp off a layer of the ink and then put either the sand dollar, I have it mounted, or like the sea star. So what I'm going to do is ink it up with this, and then I'll stamp off a layer of the ink. Just gotta grab a scrap paper. So I'm stamping off a layer, so what's left is light. And then I'm just going to stamp that kind of on here like that, and maybe another one up here like that. So just a little light background. Did I say, well, yeah, there's a starfish in the stamp set. Not this, this is the sand dollar, but this, you could use that. That's a starfish. Okay, just saying, but I had this mounted and handy, so that's why I chose it. All right, so I'm going to adhere this to a layer of petal pink, like so, and then we're going to pop this up with our dimensionals. And this is the perfect use for your edge pieces, because we're going to just position this right on top of that ribbon. Okay. There we go. All right, and if you guys are watching and could give me a thumbs up, that would rock. I'd appreciate it. Okay, so there we go. So pretty. Very simple, but pretty. All right. You know, you can't hold me accountable to what I say when I'm live. You know, actually, my husband has a name for it. He calls it the DCV, the Dina Conversion Factor. Yes, factor starts with an F, and he calls it the DCV with a V as in Victor, it's all makes sense. I haven't called anything a pumpkin or a pineapple yet, so that's impressive. Usually that's my big problem. Okay, so we finished another card, which means it's time to play bingo. Get your numbers ready, ladies. I have a feeling we're going to have some new winners. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? So our first number is 2. Next up, 28. 14. And 15. I gotta clean a little, you know. I've been making a mess all night. Gotta clean up. Since I know some of you are probably really stressing about the spoon, I'm putting it away, so don't worry, it's out of harm's way. All right, I see lots of B's and BI's. Time for another number. Number 5. Okay, here we go. Number 1. All right, guys, here comes our next number. Are you ready? 25. Ooh, I don't know if we've had that yet or not. I can't remember. My brain is full of information. It's hard to know for sure. Number 3. Oh, that DSP is my fave. Ooh, I'm seeing some BINs. All right, guys. 16. I think we had that last time. Hildy's got BIN. Jane's got BIN. Renata's got BINJ. The excitement. It's building. All right, guys. Here we go. 29. Uh-oh, somebody's getting the urge to yell. Who was that? Eileen. I like your enthusiasm, Eileen. Number 9. Ooh, Cindy's got BING. Oh, here we go. So exciting. I love it. I love it. Hildy's got BING. Nina's got BING. Oh my gosh, this next number. The tension. It's building. I feel it. Oh. Ready? Here we go. 23. What's happening? I see a bingo. Okay, let's take a look. Linda Carroll. Do we have any others? Nina Johnson said, go Hina. I want to make sure that wasn't bingo. All right, anybody else? Let me know. All right, let's take a look at Linda's numbers. She had 3. Oops. Well, 3. Okay, I was going to say, oh my gosh. We've got it. 3, 9, 15, 23, and 29. It looks good. Congratulations, Linda. Oh, so awesome. Sorry, someone said it's listen, Linda. Oh, it was Linda. Teetsy was saying that. Of course, she was. Did I email you a listen, Linda? I think I did. Oh, that cracks me up. Well, congratulations, Linda. You also are, oops, game 3, I gotta write that down. You are also getting a $100 shopping spree. Please email me to confirm. I will also post all of the, I will post all that information later. I didn't see any other bingos. Holler out if I missed anybody. I know you will. But awesome job. All right, we're gonna play. Our last two cards are my favorites. So okay, we are going to make our next card. So this first of the last two both use the watercolor shapes and the shaded summer, and they're both really easy cards. One is actually a case from the catalog. I'll even show it to you. And it is the card that actually A, made me want both of these sets originally, and B, made me want to do it in game night, just changing it up a little bit. So let me show you what I'm talking about. I didn't mark the page though, so whoops, that's my bad. Let's see if we can find it, because I can't remember. I think it's, oh, no, it's right here. It's this card right here. Look at that. So cool. This is the shaded summer flower, and then these are the little backgroundies are from the watercolor shapes. So we're going to start with our background, which is pool party. So I'm changing the colors a little bit. Primarily because I didn't have enough of the other cardstock, but also because I wanted to show you that you can make a very similar card just by changing a few things up. Oh, so next up, we're going to make sure that our ink pad isn't too juicy, and right now it's pretty juicy. So I'm just gonna take and rub that ink in. When you put your ink pads away, the ink will come back to the surface. So working the ink into the pad isn't going to hurt the pad or its performance or anything like that. I know sometimes people are concerned about that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of create a subtle little background. So I've stamped that. I'm going to stamp it again without re-inking. Okay, like that. It's pretty subtle. We'll stamp one more up here. I gotta get some paper in the background here to protect things. Okay, I'm stamping off a layer, and then I'm putting it down, and I'm just kind of creating a nice little background like that. Okay. Also, I don't like what's going on here, so I'm going to restamp that. It's all right. Okay, we're going to cover a lot of this up, but this just makes kind of a cool background, so that's nice to know about these shapes. Okay, next up, so that was the big rectangle. We're going to take the fat rectangle. Remember, we had a skinny one and a fat one? We're going to take the skinny one. And we're going to take a few colors. I'm going to use in this we're going to change it up ever so slightly. I'm going to take some Blushing Bride, some Calypso Coral, oops, some So Saffron, sorry I missed that, some Pool Party, which we already have out, and Bermuda Bay. Okay, so we've got these kind of soft colors with Pool Party. Okay, so I'm going to take this piece, I'm going to set this one aside, and we're going to just stamp up from the bottom. Now you want to have something to clean your stamp well in between colors so that you don't mix up any of these inks, because you don't want a muddy mess on your hands. That's no bueno. All right, so I'm going to start with my lightest color, So Saffron. And I'm just going to ink this up kind of at the bottom. We're going to leave, an 1/8 of an inch-ish around the edge. Okay, so there's that. And when you stamp this, you'll see there's kind of like a little oval right there built into the stamp. That's totally how it's supposed to be. But what I want to do is, to add interest. So it's not all just like do. I'm going to flip my shape each time I stamp so that that little oval shows up in different places each time. Okay, now I'm using Blushing Bride. Okay, so you can see my ovals over here this time. And I'm done with that. Put that away. Done with this, so we'll put this away. Next up, we're going to use Calypso Coral. So I will clean, although I didn't really have to clean for this one. I'm going to flip my stamp and stamp that right there, like so. Oh, already totally loving this. Next up, we're going to soften it up with some Pool Party. Now, here's where you really want to make sure you've got a clean stamp, because if you put Calypso Coral, like if it caught on the edge anywhere, you put Calypso Coral in your Pool Party, it is no longer going to be a party. I'm just saying. All right, so we'll stamp that down like so. And finally, we'll do a little Bermuda Bay. All right, flip our stamp. And I got a hair on here, so we're going to get rid of that. Or a fuzz of some kind. Okay. And boom. So now we just stacked some really nice colors. So Saffron, Blushing Bride, Calypso Coral, Pool Party, and Bermuda Bay. All right, so let's put those away. I want to then take my beautiful bloom. This is the larger of kind of the two main blooms in the set. And I want to ink this up. Now, when I made my sample, and I'll show it to you here in a minute, again, remembering that I was using, my sample actually uses the Flirty Flamingo ribbon, and then I remembered that's not what I ordered. So we're switching colors ever so slightly, but it still works. I used my Memento ink pad on this, and I'm going to do it with the Stays On, because I just feel like it's going to look so good if we use Stays On. Now, Stays On dries quick, so we got to be confident about this. We're going to stamp it on here. And oh, it just looks fantastic. Look at how gorgeous that is. Oh, I love it. Okay, so we've done that. We also want to take our sentiment, and this is from the Shaded Summer stamp set. And one of the things I love about this set are the beautiful colors, or I'm sorry, sentiments. You can make beautiful colors, but the beautiful sentiments that come in the set. So I'm going to ink this up in Calypso Coral, and you've got a little scrap of white. This is just kind of a leftover piece from trimming cardstock, and I'm going to stamp Love You Friend on here. And I don't like that. I'm going to do it once again because it's kind of crooked. I don't like when it's crooked. That's probably the other thing I'm a little anal about. There. Much better. Okay. Now I want to trim this to be about 3 inches. Okay. So again, I'm a little anal. There we go. Nicely centered. We'll pop both of these layers up onto our card. So I like this because as it dries, it kind of lightens up. So it's looking good. We're going to pop this up, and isn't this just gorgeous? Me likey a lot. It's just a little bit of a rough edge on here, and that bugs me. So I'm going to trim, give it a little trim. Oh, we're going to finish up a roll or a sheet of dimensionals. That makes Dina oh so happy. And this card is so simple. Now I can see doing this in like yellows, purples, and our Pool Party in Bermuda Bay. I can see doing this in like a little rainbow. I kind of like this because this is sort of like a sophisticated rainbow. You know, it's not the not traditional rainbow colors, but it still looks, you know, pretty good. And a little bit of rainbow colory looking. All right, I'm going to pop this up. Oh boy, which one? Oh, this is the crooked one. Glad that was clear. And I'm going to stick this on, and then we're going to add a bow with our beautiful ribbon. And I'll just kind of stick this on here so I can still see. It's okay if you cover up a little bit of the flower, but I want to see both or all three of the color, or five of the colors, pardon me. So I still want to see that yellow peeking out from the bottom. Okay. Next up, we're going to tie a bow with this beautiful metallic ribbon. Oh, I just love this stuff. Now this stuff, by the way, when you tie a traditional bow, you're going to get half and half. That bugs me too. Maybe I am anal about a few things. I don't know. So what I'm going to do is tie my bow, then I'm going to flip this around. So I'm going to send a loop through that has the metallic-y side sticking out. And then that will give me, both sides will be nice metallic. If you have a bow maker, that will tie you a bow with both ends being metallic. So that's awesome as well. All right, so I'm just going to trim these ends so they look nice. And we're going to add this bow to the end. And I'm actually going to use a little bit of my Seal Plus. This stuff is really sticky, and it works great for adhering stuff like this that I really want to stay in place. So there we go. I've got my bow on there. I did mangle it just a little, but that was me, not the thing. That looks great. But wait, there's more. Of course, we're going to take and Clear Wink Stella this. I'm going to put Clear Wink Stella kind of in the open areas of our flower. So not necessarily on the blackened areas, just the opened areas. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but I just thought that was kind of a cool way to do it. Note that you can sometimes pick up a little bit of the color when you're doing this. So before you go, you know, from yellow to Bermuda, make sure you've gotten rid of any of that excess color. And there you have it. A case of the catalog, but so pretty. I just love it. So yeah. Okay. Next up, we're going to play another game of bingo. And then we just have one more card, but I saved the best for last. It's also the simplest, so it's a quick card to create, which is awesome. All right, for our next bingo game, get your numbers ready, because here we go. 20, 12, 5. I like to go fast at the beginning. 24. I'm not sure that we've had 24 yet tonight. Ooh, I love it when it makes an appearance. 14. Dean's gonna clean for a minute here while y'all catch up with my numbers that I read off so quick. Okay. Ooh, Cheryl's already got BIN. How many players tonight? I don't know. Typically I have about 150. All right. 25 is our next number. Ooh, Lori's got BIN. Leanne's got BIN. April's got BIN. Number 10. Ooh, Reagan's got BING. I think that's who it was. It kind of floated by too quick. Terry's got BING. Oh my gosh. Reagan M68. Tell me who you are. She called bingo already, that little stinker. That was quick. What's your last name, Reagan? I'm looking for a Reagan, but it's just oh, Reagan Moore. Thank you. That really helps. It would have taken me a while to get there. All right, she had 5, 10, 14, 24, and Reagan, you're a premature bingoer. You don't have, there's no 26. You had 26 right here, but there's not a 26 out. All right. So we're still playing, ladies. Don't put your numbers away. She was a premature bingoer. We won't judge. It happens. Happens to the best of us. Don't be sorry. It's all right. It's all good. All right, guys. That means another number's coming. Are you ready? So far, we've got 20, 12, 5, 24, 14, 25, 10, and 7. 7. That's from Friends. I love it. Okay. I got another number. Are you ready? I'm watching. And 17. Okay. Here we go. What are you doing?
I'm coming in to say I love you.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Love you. Thanks. Hi, ladies. Is it your face? Okay.
Yeah, it's probably a little windbird from biking.
Oh, okay. All right. Mary Ann, yes, it is. I will show it in a minute. Okay, here we go. 30. Now, while you're watching and either happy or sad with the numbers you picked tonight, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. That would rock. Harriet wants a participation award. That's funny. I think Shirley Natali said something about that earlier too. I called all your numbers, but not in the same game. You don't ask for too much, Shirley. Participation awards go out on the 10th. That's funny. Okay, ready? Here comes another number. 11. Linda wants an E for effort. Listen, Linda, honey. Oh, that always makes me giggle. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. Ooh, we still don't have a winner yet. We're still going. 27. I've called all the 7s. 7, 17, and 27. I've called many of the 4s. We've got 24 and 14. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. Here comes another. Bonnie finally has a B. She is so excited. Ready? 21. Ooh, I see B-I-N-G. Oh. I think we have a winner. Winner. Let's take a look. Ooh, it looks like we've got, two winners. Okay, the first winner, let me scroll back. Just because, we want to be real sure here. I see Robin Nichols. Okay, she had 5, 10, 12, 17, and 21. She looks good. Now we also had another one. Who was the other? I saw another bingo. Oh, Lynn said oops. Okay, so it looks like it's just Robin. Holler if I'm incorrect. Lynn said oops, so I don't think she's got her bingo. All right, Miss Robin. That means you, and she registered after we started, so look at that, it works. Game number 4 is Robin Nichols. All right, congratulations. Now we have one more card to make, but before we do that, we're going to quick do a drawing for the people who participated in our mystery stamping. Oh, and let me grab the sample really quick. Hold on. So this was a little bit of a fun fold. Okay, so we had some DSP, a little foldy flap. Such a cute card. This is a card I received in a swap, but I don't know who made it. Isn't that fun? So that was our mystery card. Kind of simple. I think I did a really complicated one last month, and you guys were all like, oh my gosh, make it easier. So I made it easier this time. I still like the layout, though. I think it's fun. Okay, so our winner is... Oh, I've got like 8 tickets here. Okay, are you ready? Jennifer Rowan. Congratulations, Miss Jennifer. You get a $100 shopping spree. Mystery stamping. Jennifer Rowan. All right, congratulations. Now we're going to make my favorite card next. So here we go. Don't leave just yet, and definitely don't leave without a thumbs up. There are twice as many of you guys watching as there are thumbs up. So throw this girl a little bone with a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. Okay, so here we go. This last card is so simple, but like I said, I love it. So pretty. And we talked about rainbows earlier. We did kind of a non-traditional rainbowy card. Well, now we're going to do a little closer to a traditional rainbow. It's not a Roy G. Biv rainbow, but it's similar. I am going to choose my rainbow. You can, like I said, use whatever colors you want. I'm going to use polished pink, pale papaya, Daffodil Delight. I really had to think that one through. Granny Apple Green, of course. Coastal, oh, sorry, I'm holding these up way too high. Coastal Cabana, and this is kind of the piece de resistance. Fresh Freesia. Oh, yeah. Pretty cool. Okay, so we've got just a thick white card base, so really simple. And now we're going to take that skinny rectangle. We've used the fat one, we've used the big one, and now we're going to use the skinny one. So we're going to take this rectangle and make a really cool border. Someone asked, can you play mystery stamping without playing bingo? You can, but if you want to get a prize for mystery stamping, if you want to be entered, you have to be registered. Because if I'm giving you a $100 gift certificate, I need you to register. Okay, so I'm going to just take and stamp my little border kind of going down the edge. And what I'm doing is I'm stamping off one and I'm stamping a solid one. Okay, so solid, stamped off, solid. And then I'm going to switch colors. So I've got my colors backwards. Let's switch them. Switch it up. Okay, and I might actually change. I really am struggling with this next decision. Do I go with Pale Papaya and then Daffodil Delight, or do I go with and you know what? I'm gonna go solid, as in not stamping any of these off, because I think it'll look a little better. Well, we'll see. You never know. I might change my mind. It's kind of how it looks. Pale Papaya is a lighter color, so that's kind of why I chose to do it that way. All right, now I've got my Daffodil Delight, and I can't decide if I think that's the right color for this or not. Oh, I'm really stressing about this decision. I probably shouldn't. We're going to go for it. But we're going to stamp off one of these. There we go. Okay, so there I went. Full, stamped off full. Granny Apple Green. This is what kind of made me think that. I was trying to decide if this should be soft, So Saffron or not. And I just, oh, the decisions tonight. It's just too much. Okay. And there we go. Awesome. We've got our Granny Apple. Next up, the color that lets us know God loves us. Coastal Cabana. Yeah, baby. All right. Oop, I still see some green on my block, so we're going to clean that a little better because we don't want to get Granny Apple Green in our Coastal Cabana. We can't taint the pure color of love with a contaminant. That would be bad. Now I see my stuff is starting to look real uniform, so I'm going to flip around that block just to mix things up a little. Okay, and finally, Fresh Freesia. Oh, this color is growing on me. I don't want to call it my favorite quite yet because I still want to reserve that for Pale Papaya because I do really like Pale Papaya. But, ooh, this Fresh Freesia is just amazing. Okay, so we'll put that on there. And there is our very fun border. Now, when I was originally creating this card, I was thinking I was going to put a layer of white cardstock kind of covering it so you would just see this much, you know, and then there'd be white cardstock on the top. But then I did something and I really liked it, so I decided to go with it. Okay, so I'm going to take the smaller of the two blooms as well as the little branchy piece. This is again from my Shaded Summer stamp set, right? That's the name of it. Final answer, pretty sure. Okay, so I've got the smaller bloom and then the branch. And we're going to stamp on here in black once again. You can use Black Stays On or you can use Memento. I'll show you my sample because my sample is Memento. And then I'm going to use Stays On this just because I think it's going to look really awesome. I love that real opaque black color on cards, especially over something. So I'm going to start by stamping it up here like that. Okay. Oh, I love it. And I'm going to do another one over here. Kind of half on, half off. Not to be confused with wax on, wax off. Then we're going to ink it up one final time. Now remember, it's important that your ink pad of Stays On Black is inked, not dry. If it's dry, this is going to be tricky because it'll stick and it won't work. We don't like that. All right, next up, let's fill this in. This looks nice, but we're gonna fill it in a little bit. So I'm going to throw a branch in there and a little bit of a branch there, another branch right there. And then I kind of have the edge here, so we're going to cover that up and throw a branch in right there. and one right there. And that just fills out everything a little bit more. And I just like the look of it. Okay, our last step is we're going to take and add a sentiment from our summer, shaded summer. And we're going to stamp it right there. Hello, you. So cute. Okay, now seriously, so simple, this card. I mean, it's just a plain card, but we can also, we can do some things. So I'm going to take my white linen, or not linen thread, my white, whatever this is. You could use linen thread though. That would be fine. I'm going to tie a bow on here so that can dress it up. It's fine as is, by the way, but this is just a little dress up. And then I will show you my other version. I really like the black stays on. I just think it does a nice job of really punching up those beautiful floral images. And what I love about this is you add the color with the watercolor shapes, and then you don't have to color the flowers. I'm also going to hold this and curl it with my thumb nail, like it's Christmas wrap, curling ribbon. I suppose it's birthday ribbon. I just think of Buddy the Elf when the guy goes 6-inch ribbon curls, and she's like, that's impossible. Oh, it helps when you don't undo this. Sometimes the ribbon curling works better than others. This one's kind of a dud, but oh. Okay, so there we have it, a really beautiful card. Now, you know what we can do to this, of course. I'm sure you're already sitting there at home going, why didn't she put Clear Wink Stella on this one? Well, here it comes. Once again, we'll put that Clear Wink Stella on kind of the inside areas of our flowers, remembering that you might be picking up some of the color over this business here. So I'll just clean that off on my scrap. And then a little bit more here. So fun. Oh, I love it. So there you have it, my friends. Thank you so much. Oh, and here is the memento. You can see it's just not as vibrant. Do you see the difference? You can see it here really well too. You know, that's just, I like the opaque black. So that's why I chose that. I mean, at a quick glance, you don't really notice it, but oh, it just looks fabulous. So anyway, there you have it, my friends. So much fun. I hope you loved these cards. Again, thank you all for participating in game night. Our next game night is July, I want to say, I don't know, hold on. It's the second, it's always the second July, or the second Tuesday of the month. So July 13th. Final answer, July 13th. So there you go. You don't want to miss out. It's going to be a good one. Here's our card. It's not quite dry yet. Getting there. This was our mystery stamping card. This is our beautiful, oh, I just love all these cards. Another masterpiece with the sand and, or the friends are like seashells. This was our first card, and oops. Oh yeah, we had two versions of that. So yeah. So great projects tonight. I hope you loved them. Hopefully this will be dry by tomorrow. I'm going to set it aside. I think it'll dry faster if it's not on the cardstock. Anyway, thanks again for joining me. If you ordered a packet, you are all winners because you get the packet, and the packet's going to be amazing. They will start going out tomorrow, and we'll finish them up on Thursday, and you will have fabulous stamping coming right to your door. So thank you so much for being here with me tonight, guys. I love stamping with you. I hope you had fun, and we'll see you again here next month. If you are not on my mailing list, there is a link actually kind of at the bottom of the description of this video that has the link for getting on my mailing list. So you click it, you can subscribe to my mailing list, and the registration goes out about the 1st of the month, give or take. So we'll see you again next month, guys. Have a good night. Bye-bye.